Good morning, everybody. It is 6 a.m., 6:12 a.m., Wednesday, July 19th, OPEX week, and I'm a little bit late today. I apologize. I had some life things to do, and I'll get real quick to it. Gap ups since July 4th, gapping up every day. Yesterday, as I mentioned, Tuesdays close green. We are trained to look for above 5,666.94. Well, we got it. And unfortunately, we got it at the very end of the day. So it made thinking that this was all you were going to get over here, 5,663, all that we would get. We never filled the gap down below. We traded in a 30-point range, and it was absolute fucking shit. Boring. Boring as hell. And here we are. Now, today, a little bit more interesting because let me tell you here, okay? I'll make this really, really clear. If you do not like politics, close your trading account. Don't close it, but liquidate all your positions and don't come back online until after the elections. Because right now, that's what we are trading. We are trading the elections. Futures are down 40 points. As of right now, 6 o'clock. I don't know how low they will be when we get the actual open. But we've done this 3 times this year. Okay? 3 times this year, we have opened down 40 points or more. Bring it over here. April 2, we opened down 40 points. We traded flat on the day. April 10th, we opened down 40 points. We traded flat on the day. Bring it right over. This is why you do your... You don't just come in at the opening bell and leave. There, I missed one. April 25. I'll go and pull that up later, but same shit. Here it is. We actually went up on April 25, as you can see here. 51-point gap down, closed down 23 points. Prior close was 50.71. We opened at 50.19. We wound up closing at 50.48. Fractionally lower intraday after we had already had that April bottom. So we did it 4 times this year. Over here, back on April 10th, 2 points down, closed minus 49. On here's another one. April 2, minus 39.48. I just showed you that. Closed down 38 points. And we had one earlier in the year, back here, February 13th, right? Come on, man. February 13th, right? So again, closed down flat on the day. Flat on the day meaning flat. Flat meaning we didn't go anywhere and we closed flat. That's the point. So there you go. We have a 40-point gap down. After having gapped up multiple fucking consecutive days in a row, whatever the fuck, needing a red day, we are off of minus 1%, which is at 56.10.54, because we are only at 56.26 right now. Maybe we get minus 1%, maybe, but again, as good as I try to be, every single one of the 250 plus trading sessions of every single year, I was wrong. I was wrong, and I admit when I'm wrong. We today, so yeah, 136. Today is trading session number 340 since our last minus 2% day. 340. It is not 351. And the reason is this. I was going off of February 21 as the date. February 21 of 2023. Because that was when the S&P closed down 2%. I was wrong. Because the correct date is March 9th. March 9th was the last time we had a 2% intraday move on the SPX, and this was the day when Silicon Valley Bank went down. This is the correct date, March 9th. Thus, it is 340 trading sessions going today. Minus 1% over here at 56.10.54. Like I shared over there in the room already, if you're in the trade of the week and you got that $3.50 credit, it's down here at $2 right now. If you want to go ahead and take off your trade, take your plus 30%, 100% if you've got the 350 credit, by all means, feel free to. I had every justifiable reason as to why I used this alert and why I sent the alert out. So come Friday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Time, when the markets close for the week, I am still fully expecting that we are going to be closing below 56.40. Over here onto the QQQ, haven't really paid too much attention to the QQQ as far as the data goes because watching more on the chart side, and I'll just go ahead and bring you to the charts. So this is your SPX 5-day. This gap will have been filled today if we do continue this gap down. We will, let me change this, 56.69. Minus 1% level will be at 56.12. We are currently going to be around 56.26, which you can see right around here, the support that we had over here on Monday. Right there, that support on Monday that we had. Looking over here as to what we've got. Again, nothing bearish whatsoever from the short-term, zoomed-in, look at this in a 1-minute candle only kind of thing setup scenario, because again, we are just now today heading into that full moon window. Come over onto the VIX, and again, the VIX, here's your Bucky Larson. We gapped above 1339 after touching 1339 yesterday, after failing 1339 over here on Thursday. And here we are at 1387, and we are just pennies away from heaven, 1410. But we're, unfortunately, a little bit too oversold because, again, I'll bring you back over to the SPX, which we have been watching for the better part of 9 years every single day. And I'll bring you on here to do big charts. Come on. I don't care about all the lines that are going to show up. What I'm looking at here is how you have had this absolutely massive sell divergence. Huge sell divergence going back all the way here to July the 8th. Right? Remove these studies. Here's your July the 8th. You're right here. So, I mean, it's just been insane. So, yeah, you've got a big sell divergence, and this move over here will have cleaned that up considerably, and we'll be monitoring over there on the 4 hours. So, bring you over here onto the DIA, the Dow. My view, ABC. Here was your A move down here over on April. Here's your B move that you're getting right here. And your C move will be the move to the downside, which takes out 369 and heads much, much lower. For a bullish Trump support, we won't see DIA break below 400. 400, 401. So that's what we're looking at right there. And you've got that 400, 401. Next week, the week after that is when you're looking at that. Over onto QQQ, violation. Your massive sell down there on Thursday after CPI. Boom, boom, boom. ABC. Perfect. I mean, you couldn't make it more perfect. And here we are violating by taking out that low. Now, it's only the beginning. It's only a start. And you've got all your big tech reports coming out. But again, looking down there at that 489 level, which we are just starting to embark on. Right over here, that old resistance that we had all through March and April. Just coming down here onto that 489, down into that 487, and lo and behold, should we get it, then we should be looking at, like I shared before, around 474 for a test. 474 for a test, if we can get below 478, and you will be extremely oversold should we make it down there. So that's what we're looking at with that. And finally, I will leave you with IWM, which is kind of scaring the shit out of a lot of people. And looking at it from the IWM that we know, gap, 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 gap. FYI, right here, this is CPI. This is the CPI report, and this is where you begin pricing in Donald Trump and the rate cuts and corporate rates going down, no new taxes, and boom, you get your IWM. Well, what you don't see on the IWM is from the zoomed out clean view, which again, kind of got to be in this for a significant period of time to be able to see it. It took the better part of 2 years, 2.5 years, trolling on 167 2 years. Boom. Got your November bounce, your Israel invades Gaza bullishness. Up here into Christmas. Then your B wave. We never violated that 170 area. Then you've got your little zigzag that we've been into here. And here, as you can see, with C equal A right up at 231.35, this is a perfect bearish setup coming right to 227, 230, 231 to reach up and make it just picture perfect everything. And any violation down into those gaps, filling those gaps that are there. You've got a plethora of gaps that are down here well below, but yeah, all that we care about, all that we're worried about is seeing whether or not we can get to 207 before we get into the first week of August. So that's what you got. That's where we're at. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Have a gorgeous morning. And don't forget about how fortunate you really are. So stop being a lazy bastard and put a little bit of effort into this.
Keep this in mind. If you have food in your fridge, clothes on your body, a roof over your head, and a place to sleep, you're richer than 75% of people in the world. If you have money to spend as you wish and freedom to go anywhere you want, you're among the top 18% of the world's wealthiest people. Furthermore, if you're alive today with more health than illness, you're more blessed than the 1 million people who will not survive this week. Lastly, if you can read and understand this message, you're more fortunate than the 3 billion people who cannot see, cannot read, and cannot access the knowledge and information that surrounds us. Life is not for complaining about pain and sorrows. It's about prioritizing the countless other reasons to be grateful and happy. If you're not following, you might miss out on seeing us again. But if you are, congrats. You're on a journey of continuous growth.